Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Man United Agenda, where we discuss all topics Manchester United. Today, we're discussing the EFL League Cup game against West Ham United. Hello, everyone. So, like I said, welcome back to the Man United Agenda. My name is DOS, and I'll be your host for today's show. Back with us on the show, we have big Manchester United fan Shah, and we also have returning to the show again, big Man United fan Matteo. Welcome, guys. How you guys feeling? You good?
Amazing. Thank you, Mukhtar. Really good. Good to be back.
Great. Amazing to have you back. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be previewing the Man United game against West Ham. And also, please, before we go on, can you make sure you subscribe, you like, you follow all of our pages on social media and comment on the side so that we can engage with you, and we'd love to see your thoughts. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and we'd love to comment on your thoughts as well. So let's get to it. Let's get cracking. United, just in the Premier League, beat West Ham. Great game. Very, very chaotic. Shah, I think, was you at the game? No, you weren't at the game then. Very crazy game, as we all saw. But now we're playing them again in the EFL Cup, which is annoying sometimes, I feel, when you have to play that same team again, because now they're going to want revenge. They're going to want to come back at us. So first question I want to put out to you guys is, should Man United take the EFL Cup seriously? Because, a lot of people say it's a rubbish cup. We shouldn't. It takes up a lot of the time. But at the same time, we know that Ollie needs to win a trophy. We need trophies as Manchester United. I want to really hear you guys' point of view. So I'll go to you, Shah, first. What's your take on that?
I think from the signings we made and what we're looking to challenge this season for the Premier League, I think is priority. Always, every season, I think, since our noisy neighbours up the road to have won it, I think that's where I personally feel our priorities always will be. I think with the Carling Cup, I think the size of the squad we've now got an opportunity to play above average team, so we could potentially use those opportunities for players that I think we'll probably get to see. And so I think it's there in the background. If we go to later stages, then you might see more of the first team coming in just to try and secure it. And that's it. That's what I think personally. But I think these stages, we should be looking at playing a team. And it's West Ham. Like, West Ham are Everton to me. In my opinion, I don't disrespect West Ham, but I don't respect West Ham. The only reason why they stayed up a long time ago was because we let Tevez score, and then we signed him in the summer. Alex Ferguson shook hands with someone, So from my perspective, I think we don't really need to show them that much respect. We're Man United, personally.
Fair enough.
And our youngsters will beat them.
Fair enough. I mean, you said a lot of controversial things, I would say there, because when I look at West Ham, for me, West Ham have been one of the best teams in the Premier League so far this season. Very good attacking wise. Their defense is also decent as well. I'm just intrigued to see what team West Ham play and how they approach it. If they approach it serious and they want to win the trophy, we could be in trouble, I think. But before we get to West Ham, Matteo, what do you think? Do you think United should take this cup seriously? Do you agree with what Shah said, or do you have a different opinion?
It's difficult to assess whether or not it's worthwhile, like, putting out a strong team in a smaller cup competition compared to, like, the Champions League, compared to the FA Cup, compared to the Premier League, which is a full season. So you're wondering if it's worthwhile, like, getting our main guys tired, for a game that maybe it's not the most importance. But at the same time, I do agree with Shaw that like we do have to win a trophy. This team needs to know what it is to win something. So
Yeah.
it's a sweet spot. I think at the beginning, the same with Shaw, like it's worth playing some of the youngsters and rotating a little bit of the team. And if we get into the later rounds, that's when you start to see the stronger team. It's like, okay, there's actually a chance to win this.
Got you. And you know, as you've seen in previous years, I mean, this is Manchester City's cup right now. You know, they win it year in, year out. And I think Pep is showing that, you know, he doesn't have to take the EFL Cup trophy serious, but he still does. I mean, he doesn't play his top players in that, but he also had a good squad. So adding on to what you guys are saying, I think the fact that we have a better squad this season, maybe we should like give this a chance without, like you guys said, you know, risking some of our bigger players, because we shouldn't need to risk any of our big players in these type of games. So then maybe I can twist that question a little bit. Do you guys think West Ham will take this competition seriously? And this could also be, you know, this could affect a lot of things in how the game is played out if they do take it seriously. What do you think, Mateo?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that, first of all, that they do want revenge from the weekend. That's like 100%. Like they're going to have that in their mind, like, oh, they just took it away from us in the last moment. But it's tough to know because they're also in Europe. So they're I think they're assessing their, you know, like top 6 Premier League hopes, their Europa League hopes, and then the EFL, where does that weigh into their equations? So maybe the EFL is a little bit lower on the pecking order of their like, you know, goals for the season. So I think Premier League, a top 6, maybe push for a top 4 if possible. You know, like last year they were doing amazing. So it's not too far-fetched to say that, hey, maybe their ambitions or their aspirations are to make top 4 for the league. So with that said, if they have the Premier League in mind and also the Europa League, maybe the EFL, they're not going to be taking it as serious.
Very good points. Very, very good point. Shaw, you agree with that?
Yeah, I think obviously the European slot is a massive opportunity for West Ham and the EFL Cup. You know, they have got West Ham, and this is the reason why I compare them to Everton, not just because David Moyes is there and he's ex-Everton. It's more so they're that kind of player, they're that team that now are floating around between the 5th and 7th kind of positions where they're going to be getting the European slots, they're going to be getting more competitive and progressing in these cup competitions. If you're finishing 5th, 6th in the league, you should be expected to at least reach a quarter-final of the EFL Cup. Personally, I think that is the expectations. David Moyes has obviously had investment. He's got pressure to deliver as well. They've had some new signings. So, you know, I think there's a lot positive for West Ham, but personally speaking, I'd always look at them because Man United, for me, not just in my heart, but my expectation of our club is always number 1, is to be at the pinnacle. There's no other club like that's going to become close. And that's why I look at these West Ham, Everton similarities of them being a team like that.
I get you. I mean, you know, with this game, they have Antonio back. And, you know, you can clearly see in the previous game, they missed Antonio. They missed his presence up top. So I don't know if they're going to risk Antonio in this game because we also know Antonio is very injury prone. And they want to save him for the bigger, more important games, whether it be in Europe or whether it be in the Premier League. So I'm hoping that he doesn't play tomorrow as well, because that will give our defense a bit of a breather, which we can discuss later on to see who would we start if we rotate and all of that. But before we do that, let's quickly go to the comments because there's been a lot of action in the comments. So we have Mr. Torkemu, big up Luca. He's talking about a person in the chat. Sola says, good evening, gentlemen. Make sure you hit the like and share and subscribe. Well, we have, guys. Make sure you guys will do that as well, please. Mr. B, big up my G's. Big up, Mr. B. Good to see you. Good to hear you. Solo, this is interesting. He says, you have to respect West Ham no matter what. And you know what? I must say, I have to agree with that, man. West Ham have always been our bogey team in a way. We beat them last season, but I've always been worried going to West Ham. But when they come to Old Trafford, this is at Old Trafford, so I'm happy about that. We have our fans, and we can hopefully they can push us for a win tomorrow. Mr. B says agreed to Mateo. So it's one of the points that you were making earlier on. Mr. B also says no at Solo. Westport gonna get smoked. So I think he's replying to Solo saying that we should respect West Ham. Here's our favorite Arsenal fan who's come back, Mr. Anthony Herbert. How you doing, Anthony? He says big up Solo and Mr. B. So he's not even bigging us up. He's bigging them up. All right, cool. I'll remember that, Anthony. I'm playing. Mr. B says, I'll take the EFL Cup. You know what? That's it's a good point. For the longest time, I didn't not want that cup. But, I don't want to say this, but beggars can't be choosers right now. We need to go full out. We've got the squad. Let's go full out. But it doesn't mean we play our best players, I think. I think we still can do well in that trophy. Yeah. Mr. Bill says, yep, he's going to Anthony there. Mr. B, Anthony again. And then there you go. Mr. Anthony, big up the panel. Respect, man. Good to see you on here. Okay, let's continue. So now we know in the EFL Cup, we're going to be rotating. We know that for sure we're going to rotate. And I think Ollie also confirmed that we will rotate. We've done it for the last, God knows how many years. Who do you guys feel needs the most? Who do you think needs the opportunity from these rotations out of all the players we have right now? So I'm going to come to you, Mateo, first. I would love to hear who you think needs this opportunity.
I think we all have it on the tip of our tongue. One specific guy coming from Amsterdam who deserves a little bit more than he's been getting.
Imagine he gets benched tomorrow.
If I see him in the bench, like not in the starting 11, like it's gonna be like, wow, like why didn't we let him go to Everton? But no, honestly, Donny van de Beek deserves a chance in a game like this. If not this game, then when? Seriously, for starters, like he's at the top of my mind for who rotates. Who else? Lingard is showing some promise lately. Who else?
Yeah, but you see, you mentioned that. I look at Lingard, and I don't feel like Lingard needs that rotation as much as the other guys. Like I feel like Lingard, he's in the forefront for Ollie. Ollie sees what Lingard is doing. He's bringing him on and he's giving him minutes and he's doing well. I'm looking at the likes of Martial, for example. This guy needs something. He needs Jesus. He needs something, right? Because right now his Old Trafford thing is not happening. Van der Beek, as you mentioned, definitely. Tellez, maybe. Bailly, maybe. Like these guys need something. So do you think, Shah, do you agree with that? Is there anyone else that we think we may have missed?
Scott McTominay. I think obviously, he got the start in 90 minutes. I think he'll be another one that maybe we might see a Scott McTominay Fred. Not Scott McTominay, Donny van de Beek in the two, because I don't think you can play 4-3-3 against West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do need those two, especially if Antonio is playing. We still need a bit of pace, so Donny can provide that just about as much as Fred can, I think.
Wow. So you think Scott, are you saying that he needs the opportunity, or are you saying you think he may be played?
I think both. In all honesty, I think both, because I think Ollie's thinking that he needs him fit for October. We've got Villa on Saturday as well, so he might rest Scott for Villa or might keep him. I don't know, because I think at the moment West Ham are probably a little bit more of a threat than what Villa are.
Definitely
in the middle with Declan and that. So you need someone that's going to be able to keep up with Declan and keep him quiet as well. Personally,
what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Sancho? You think Sancho? Because I feel like Sancho maybe needs more minutes. He needs more time. He needs to really integrate into this team. Like for me, like there's been a lot of negative feedback on Sancho, and I understand why rival fans would do that, because rival fans will jump at anything, to try and belittle him. But our own fans also sometimes I'm hearing, and when you see him, like I've always said this, he's one of those players that is very, very technically gifted, and even in his mind. And it's the same with the likes of Van der Beek. It's the same with the likes of Pogba. These guys, when we think technically, they're on another level. And I've always asked the question, does Ollie know how to use these type of technically gifted players to really bring the strengths out? And I'm seeing it when he comes on. He's quick one-touch football. He does not try and linger on the ball too long. but we don't play one-touch football right now, and that's maybe why it's kind of slowing him down or dragging him down. Do you guys think that maybe tomorrow's game could be a perfect game for him to try and get more match fitness, but also to try and find his synergy within this team? What do you think, Matteo?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest word you use there, the integration. He hasn't really, for the price point, for the talent that we acquired, he hasn't really had the chance to get gelled with the rest of the team. And this is this kind of game that gives him that chance, and that gets him, you know, a little bit more in the chemistry of the whole squad.
I get what you're saying. And Shah, you agree with that?
It's funny you mentioned Sancho, because earlier on there was a little clip I was watching about him on the give and go, and he was playing on that wing, and Ronaldo cut in, and then Ronaldo got the first penalty. Well, it should have been a penalty, and it wasn't, right? So, but the bit that I watched was the build-up play beforehand, and he was quick, man. As soon as he gets the ball, you know the thing with Sancho, he just wants to go forward. He doesn't want to go backwards. He wants to just keep. And you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking, actually, do you know what's true? When you look at him playing in Dortmund and you look at some of these clips, he's just very quick, give and go.
Yeah.
Him and Luke Shaw, that partnership is going to be pretty exciting to watch, because how Luke was with Martial, and I think what Sancho gives will be different. But I would actually like to see Sancho on Wednesday play on the right, and I'd like to see Martial be played on the left.
Oh,
and Greenwood in the middle.
Oh, and then you would play Greenwood tomorrow?
Yeah,
you would rather play Greenwood up top than playing, let's say, for example, Martial. I mean, we'll come to the starting line, but playing Martial or even a Cavani who may need minutes. I don't know where Cavani is.
That's true. Just a good shout. I forgot about Cavani. Okay. He's not number 7 anymore, you know. When these numbers get changed, I forget.
Indeed. And who do you guys think, just touching on that subject, who do you guys think is the player to watch out for from West Ham? Because, I mean, West Ham are going to be coming there for blood. They're going to be coming there for blood. Antonio, you know, they have Rice. Like, who do you guys are worried about that we need to keep an eye out on? So let's maybe
Mark
go.
Noble. No, I'm just kidding.
Noble. I think Noble could possibly start tomorrow. I would love for him to start. He's probably going to want to.
He could. No. On a serious note, I think Mikel Antonio is like one of the biggest threats in the Premier League right now. He's strong. He's got a good finish on him. He has good attacking positioning. He has got a good conversion rate. And I play fantasy Premier League, so he's up there too in you know, in his numbers. He's up there in his numbers, so he's definitely one of the biggest threats, if not he's probably the biggest threat.
Shaw?
I think they've got a few players. You've got Fornells, Berahimi, I think isn't that his name?
Ben Rama is also pretty efficient.
He reminds me of like who's that? The lad that was playing for Italy in the Euros. What's his name on the left? Insigne.
Insigne. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like that. Very quick, very fast. Can put a night. It can get his full, foot around the ball quite nicely. Catch those sort of shots out. I think obviously Antonio and Declan's a threat as well. From that. Like Zuma is signed from Chelsea, so they've got threats all over the show. Really.
They've got a good team. I'm just intrigued to see if they're going to play all those players or not. That's all. Because if they play all those players and we rotate our team, it could be a difficult game for us. That's what I'm looking at right now. Let's quickly go to the comments and see what the guys are saying. So
I'll be right back, guys. 1 sec.
No problem. We go back to let's go to Mr. B. Mr. B said, Anthony, actually, Mr. B, would you start Lingard and Donny van de Beek? So, Shah, maybe you can also answer that question. Would you start Lingard and Donny van de Beek?
I think this game's perfect for him. Lingard. Yeah, definitely. Lingard has proven, give him 20 minutes, 10 minutes in the game, he's been able to do something. And I think, personally speaking, compared to our other options at the moment, the Sancho, he hasn't quite hit that mark of what Jesse's been able to come in and do and hit that impact. So I'd like to see Jesse get 90 minutes. It'd be nice to see.
So, Anthony, you heard that. My point of view is I definitely would like Donny van de Beek to play. Lingard, I think he deserves more minutes than he's getting, and he's showing that he's scoring goals, and he really wants to do that. So I would give Lingard FA Cup games, League Cup games, and really make him a part of what we're doing right now, because you can see he loves the club and he really wants to prove himself. So since we have him, let's use him. Next comment by Anthony again, lads. Oh wow, Wickham beating Man City 1-0. May that continue. I really hope it continues.
Go on, the Wanderers.
Let's not jinx that. Solo says Lingard will start, but definitely Martial needs to play tomorrow. Definitely agree here. Like Martial, I saw a clip of him in the last game sitting on the bench, and he did not look happy, man. I don't know if you saw that clip they showed. His face did not look happy. So hopefully we give him that chance. You agree, Shah?
I genuinely, I do hope so as well, man.
Yeah.
You know, Jay Lings is one of our own, so we've got to.
Indeed. Mr. Akhil P. Welcome. Sancho is used to playing 1-2s with the players and overlapping fullback. Sancho with Dalot on the right will be something to watch. Yo, that is a very good point. You know, that's the point I made earlier on. He's very technically gifted. He's fast, one-touch football. And Dalot, you know, he has that technical ability on him. It's just, you know, Dalot, the questions has always been defending-wise. You know, can he really cope defensively in the Premier League? But attacking-wise, Akhil is completely right here. Mr. Amonde, welcome, Amonde. Good to see you from the Man United agenda. He says, yo, big up Shaw, Mateo, and OS. It seems impossible to pick out starting 11 tomorrow, which I agree with. But agree, we need to mix up the squad. 100%, sir. Agree here. And Monday again is goalkeeper Henderson back to fitness, guys. So I saw in the training videos, I've seen Henderson training. You know what I mean? So
he got 90 minutes in the under 23s as well.
Oh, there you go. He got 90 minutes. So I'm assuming we're going to see Henderson tomorrow. If we don't see him tomorrow, then we've got other keepers that can come in. Who? Because we've got Grant that can also come in. But then we've also signed a keeper that will come in as well. No?
Tom Heaton.
Tom Heaton. Welcome back, Mateo. Tom Heaton, exactly. Tom Heaton may come in. So I think whatever keeper we play, we're good. You know, I mean, like I like Tom Heaton. Like I don't think he's one of our best keepers, but I like him. Like I think he goes in. I think he will do a good job. But I think it's going to be Henderson. So to answer Mr. Amonde's question, next. Kishan says, hello, Kishan. He says, Phil Jones might be starting tomorrow. Wow.
He had 90 minutes as well.
Very good.
Under 23s.
Just quickly, would you guys want to see Jones tomorrow? Because there are other defenders. You know, Bailly's still there that needs to get a chance. Lindelof now ain't our first starting centre-back anymore. Is there anyone else I'm missing? No, I think that's... And then you've got Jones. So do you think Jones could start tomorrow, Mateo?
There's a chance. I mean, he's still on our books, so we might as well, if we're paying him, give him a game. And if he's back, honestly, he came out with a statement recently that he had like that niggling knee injury for years, but he's been training. He's back. Let's see how long it lasts, because he seems to be super injury prone. He's made out of glass, but hey, like if we're still paying him, a salary, like hey, give the guy a game. Give the guy a game. Enough. He's not the worst center back. He's just our worst center back.
Fair. Yeah, you're right. You are completely right. You know what? The thing with him as well is, I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's as bad as everybody perceives him to be. Like he puts in a shift. But like you said, he's not. He's the least. He's the weakest out of the ones we have, for sure. But is he more clumsy than Bailly, for example? Like, I love Bailly, but Bailly's clumsy as hell. You know what I mean? Is he more clumsy than Bailly? I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure someone will tell us in the comments. And Monday here says, I want to see Cavani, Donny van de Beek, Telles, and Dalot starting. I agree with all of this. What do you guys think?
It's a great points there, isn't it?
I think Telles is back too.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I think we have to be a little bit careful, and maybe you guys don't agree, but we have to have a little bit of balance with all of these players, but also some experienced players, just to not... I mean, if West Ham play their full force and we're playing all of these players, I mean, it could be embarrassing. So I think we have to be very, very careful, I think. Akhil says, can't see West Ham playing their first team players apart from Antonio and a couple of others. They will be playing their third game in 6 days. Amazing point. I like this Akhil dude, you know, he's bringing up some very, very good points. because I didn't realize they are playing 3 games in 6 days. So if they rest players too, I'm going to enjoy tomorrow's game. Let's go to the next comment. Akil again, Man City. Oh, thank you. I told you we jinxed it. We jinxed it. And then we'll go to the final comment before we move on. Akil again. I think Ollie will start Maguire and rest Varane. I don't think he will completely change that back 4. I don't know if I'd be happy with any of Varane or Maguire starting tomorrow, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like a good long week would be great for Aston Villa for them to get a rest. That's just what I think. I don't know what you think, Shah.
I think you're right. I think like the Villa game's more important, especially with our position in the league. Being joint top 3, we need to make sure that we don't concede. And Villa's front 3 at the moment are quite electric, you know. So, I'm more scared of Villa's front 3 than I am West Ham's.
Exactly.
Like,
fair enough. Okay, so let's go to the next segment of the show. So, starting lineups. What do we think the starting lineup will be tomorrow? So I'm going to come to you, Matteo, first. Who do you think? And I'll give you my starting lineup of what I think is going to be. And let's see. So, Matteo, you go first. Who do you think will be in goal?
So yeah, there's a big chance that Henderson will be given a game. I think that De Gea is becoming undroppable based on like the recent performances. So definitely he's the number 1 for the Premier League and the Champions League. Like, that can be changed. But in this game, I think that Henderson can be given a game. So in goal, Henderson. The back 4, that's where the question comes up. Are we going to play either of our 2 starting center backs? Maybe Ollie. You know how Maguire played like every single minute? Like, was it last year or the year before? I think Maguire will play with one other. Last year, right? Yeah. He played like through injections and through like cortisone, anything like that would keep him on the field. So I think that Ollie always needs Maguire in there just to kind of give the stability, but there's a chance that he rests him. So it could be Maguire and Jones, Maguire and Lindelof. It could be Bailly and Lindelof. That's probably the most likely, Bailly and Lindelof. I'm not sure if Jones gets the game there. Maybe he's on the bench, which would be good for him just to get back on the, with the squad, being out there and getting close to that first team. The fullbacks will probably be. I hope Telles is back. I know that he was out for like 2 months.
I've seen him in training
season.
Yep, I've seen him in training.
Yeah. So it looks like he's getting back there. It's tough to say because again, we don't want to rotate a full 11 and then really be punished by West Ham's quality because they do have some threats. So you don't really know, like, are we valuing this EFL Cup or are we willing to like go out in the first round? So that's kind of where you have to like, we're in a dilemma. Like Ollie's in a dilemma of like, who does he play? Does he rotate 5? Does he rotate 7? You know what I mean? So, or does he rotate the full team?
I think it's a full team.
It's really hard to judge, but I think you think the full team will be rotated. So maybe Dalot on right back, Telles left back, Bailly and Lindelof center backs, Henderson goalkeeper. In the midfield, we're probably going to stick to the same formation, the 4-2-3-1. I think Fred hasn't been getting some games recently, so Fred will play.
Wow.
McTominay, because he's back from injury and he needs some minutes. Fred and McTominay at the CDMs. I hope, like, skipping a little bit of the line going to the top. Martial, I think Martial needs some game time. Sancho.
And
the last 2.
So you didn't mention Van de Beek.
I think that, I haven't mentioned Van de Beek. I'm wondering if he could play like 10, honestly. If he could play the center attacking mid. Maybe Van de Beek. Like, this is the hopeful one too, right? Yeah. So going at the top line there, Martial, Sancho, Van de Beek, Greenwood, McTominay, Fred, Telles, Bailly, Lindelof, Dalot, and Henderson.
Okay, interesting. What do you think, Shah? Who's your goalkeeper?
I think Henderson or Heaton, definitely.
Okay.
We might even see Lee Grant in there because he's been great on social media.
How about right back?
Yeah, but no, I think genuinely, I think it will probably be Henderson because he needs the minutes and needs to get his fitness back up because he is our number 2, and it's a big couple of months coming up.
Yeah.
I think we'll actually see Maguire start, just because it's Maguire. I think he wants to play every minute. He's got that same desire, and I think the partnership potentially might be Jones starting, or it might be Lindelof. I think personally, I think Dalot will probably come on the right, and I think Telles will. Well, I think with Telles, I think because of what it was with his injury, I think maybe he'll come on half time. So I think there'll be a swap between Shaw and Telles, just because Luke's got the legs in him, he can play. They're all pretty fit. They're all pretty fit. So that's my defensive lineup and my keeper, mate.
Okay, how about your midfield?
Midfield, I personally would really like to see Scott and Donny van der Beek as the 2. Just to let Scott drop off, go and let Donny do his thing. I think also we haven't even talked about resting Bruno and playing Lingard in that position instead, because that's where he was playing in Tottenham.
Indeed.
So what I could see, a way of getting Lingard in the squad is giving him that 10 position, putting Van der Beek next to McTominay. On the right, maybe have Sancho, left Martial, and up top Greenwood. That's what I'd like to see. That's like my perfect second team, just to get everyone some minutes, some confidence. And then just, that's like if I had injuries on FIFA, then I'll be subbing that would be my 11 subs.
Fair enough. I think for me, the team I would like to see, and I think maybe Ollie will probably go with this team. I think it's very difficult to judge. I will say Henderson in goal. I'll say right back Telles. I think Lindelof and Bailly will play tomorrow. I don't know why. I think he's going to give those 2, and I think he's going to rest Maguire. I don't know why. I have a feeling Shaw will play tomorrow. I don't know why. I just think he trusts Shaw. Shaw has a lot of energy, and Shaw is very fit. So I think he will play Shaw. I think Matic and Donny van der Beek will probably play tomorrow. And then in front of them, like you just mentioned, Lingard as the number 10, I think would be great to see in that position. Sancho on the right, Elenga on the left. I'm going to bring Elenga into this conversation because I need to see that brother. I need to see him play.
Line, man. He was going to be my super sub.
Yo, he's a gem. I really hope he starts.
I do. He's fantastic. Yeah. He's more clinical than some of the wingers that we've even got out on loan at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. And then up top, I'd have Martial. I need to give Martial the opportunity to prove himself because he's not going to get it in the league right now. So I think that's my predicted lineup. So let's do a little bit more, a couple of more comments, because there's Akil has got also a predicted lineup, and then we'll go to score predictions. So get your score predictions in your head, and we'll go from there. Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. So Akil's lineup is he thinks Heaton will be in goal, Dalot on the right, Maguire, Lindelof center. Interesting, strong center backs. Telles on the left or the right, depending on how he switches it. Matic, Donny van der Beek. Interesting. Lingard in front, like I said. Sancho on the right. He thinks Mata will come in. So maybe Sancho on the left, Mata on the right, and Martial up top. Very, very interesting. So, yes, so let's stop it there. Just before we finish up, score predictions. Very difficult to judge these score predictions because we don't know what the lineups are going to be. But let's just throw it out there. I'm going to come to you first, Matteo. Score predictions for the game tomorrow.
It's tough. Like between West Ham and United, whose rotation is going to be more,
Indeed.
more thorough, or who's going to have like the more starters on the team. And hopefully our guys who are getting the rotation can come up with some goals. But I'm hoping a 3-1. That they have little bit of a threat, but we still have more quality throughout the team, and counting on them to rotate a little bit too.
Okay, 3-1. Is that what you said? 3-1?
3-1
to Man United.
3-1 to United. Yes.
Wow. Okay, I'm liking that confidence. I'm liking that confidence. What are you saying, Shah?
I think we'll go 2-0. I think we'll win 2-0. I think the goal that happened was obviously a mistake, and I think they want to rectify it in the back line, and Dean would want a nice clean sheet on his return. And it's kind of like 2-0, I reckon.
Okay. I mean, I'm liking this confidence. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game, like it was in the last game that we played. I think it's going to be, you know what? I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say 2-1 Manchester United, a repeat score on Sunday. So there you have it. That's the show that we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for engaging. Thank you so much for commenting as well. Just want to remind again, guys, make sure you go subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. We're going to be bringing a lot more content to you guys as we go along. We have a lot of great people that are going to be coming onto the show, as you can see, and we're going to keep this coming. So, guys, thank you again. Thank you, Shah. Thank you, Matteo, for joining us, and we're going to see you again very soon. Bye-bye.